To commemorate the abolishment of the institution of chattel slavery, we are reading from interviews done by the Works Progress Administration in the 1930s with formerly enslaved people in the South. We have changed some language and dialect to be clear, but the complete and unedited interviews can be read at the Library of Congress website. Isaiah Butler was born in 1862 on the coast of South Carolina. He was interviewed in 1937, giving us insight into the lives of those freed from the coastal rice plantations like Hampton Plantation. Yes, this is Isaiah Butler, piece of him. Ain't much left of him now. Yes, I know all about this here country from way back. I was born and raised right on this same place here, lived here all my life sides from traveling round a little space. There was a rice field not far from this house here where I plowed up more posts that had been used as landmarks. Back in those times, they cultivated rice. For that time, I was just a little boy too young to do nothing. Just played around in the street. Old Mr. Ben Bostic used to bring clothes and shoes to us and see that we was well cared for. There was 19 houses in the street for us colored folks. They was all left by the soldiers. There was plenty of deer, squirrel, possum, and rabbits in them times. No more than there is now, but there was no hindrance then as now. The deer come right up to my door now, they come all around this house, and we can't do nothing. The other day, one was over there by that peach tree, and not long ago 4 of 'em came walking right through this yard. I don't go fishing any more. Folks say the streams is all dried up, but I used to be a good fisherman, me and my old woman. She's sprier than me now. I used to always protect her when we was young, and now it's her that's caring for me. We had gardens in the old days, too. Oh yes. Little patches of collards, greens, and things, but now I ain't able to do nothing, just hang around the place here.
My mother used to tell me that if any didn't do their day's work, they'd be put in the stocks or the bilbo. You know, each was given a task that had to be finished that day. That's what they call the day work. When they put them in the stocks, they tie them hand and foot to a stick. They could lie down with that. Now the bilbo was a stave drove in the ground, and they tied their hands and then their feet to that, standing up. They'd work on Saturdays, but they were given Sundays. Rations was given out on Mondays. Edmund Lawton went to Louisiana to work on the Catherine Goride place, but he came back, 'cause he say they blow they horn for work on Sunday, same as any other day. And he say he wasn't going to work on no Sunday. They didn't have jail in them times. They'd whip them, and they'd sell them. Every slave know that "I'll put you in my pocket, sir," meant. The slaves would walk when they'd go anywhere. If they bought a bunch of slaves in New Orleans, they'd walk by day and night. I remember when one young girl came back from refuging with the white folks. Her feet were just ready to bust open, and that was all. You couldn't travel unless the boss give you a pass. The Klan had patrol all about in the bushes by the side of the road at night, and when they caught you, they'd whip you, almost to death. They didn't run away nowhere, 'cause they knew they couldn't.
In any news to anybody on another plantation, the overseer would write the message for you and send it by a boy to the overseer of the other plantation, and he'd read it to the one you wrote it to. I learned to read when I was going to school when I was about 15 years old, but I learned most of what I know after I was married at night school over on the Morris place. The colored folks had the school. But, of course, Mr. Morris was delighted to know they was having it. As for church, in the olden days, people used to, more or less, attend under the Brush-arbor. In 1875, when I joined the church, old man John Butler was the preacher. Abraham Lincoln done all he could for the colored folks, but they can't none of them do nothing without the Lord.
As we conclude, if you would like to read more of Isaiah's words and other formerly enslaved people, I encourage you to research the WPA narratives on the Library of Congress website. We hope hearing these excerpts from the interviews provides insight into the lives of the formerly enslaved in South Carolina as we continue to celebrate and acknowledge Juneteenth.